Driving under the influence of hallucinogens, consequences, fines, and penalties, Part 2. Typically, the user experiences a high or a great sensation of pleasure and well-being, as well as 1. Changed perception of time. 2. Mood shifts. 3. Large muscles. 4. Very sluggish coordination. 5. Modified senses, colors may appear brighter and tastes may be more intense. 6. Impaired thinking. 7. Reduced capacity for judgment and problem solving. 8. Reduced memory. Marijuana use can also result in vivid hallucinations, paranoid delusions, and psychosis when very large doses are used, or when the person has minimal tolerance for the drug. Even in relatively low amounts, marijuana can have a terrible and incredibly upsetting effect. Intense dread, worry, panic, and confusion can be brought on by this hallucinogenic substance just as easily as it can bring on feelings of serenity and joy. It might even cause someone to lose sight of who they are. When marijuana is smoked, its effects typically last 1 to 3 hours, and when combined with food or liquids, they stay even longer. It could take the user days, weeks, or even months to fully recover from a severe psychotic break brought on by the drug. It's possible that using marijuana, whether you smoke it or consume it, will harm your cardiovascular health. The drug's initial effects include increased heart rate and blood vessel growth. In the first hour after the medicine starts working, there is some evidence to show that this effect increases the risk of a heart attack by 5 times. Permanent consequences. It is currently unclear how long-term marijuana use affects mental health, although studies have indicated that it may be associated with a higher risk of psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia and manic depression. According to research examining the link between marijuana usage and the start of schizophrenia, some people have a gene that makes them more likely to get the condition. According to one study, those who use marijuana and have this gene are 7 times more likely to experience psychosis than people who don't. Additionally, researchers think there is a substantial correlation between regular marijuana use and a mental health condition called motivational syndrome, which is defined by a loss of interest in setting and completing objectives and participating in generally rewarding activities. This may be the reason why heavy marijuana users frequently display subpar academic performance, a lack of motivation, and difficulties maintaining employment. There is no question that consuming marijuana compromises your emotional and mental health. But what about your physical health? Without a doubt, smoking is the riskiest way to consume marijuana. Inhaling marijuana smoke has similar health risks to smoking tobacco, including bronchial inflammation, chronic coughing, lung infections, including pneumonia, a higher risk of cancer, and chronic respiratory illnesses. Similar to cigarette smoke, marijuana also contains a variety of carcinogenic substances that may cause harmful cell alterations in the lungs or other parts of the body. Additionally, studies have shown that smoking marijuana might cause the lungs to accumulate tar 4 times more than smoking tobacco. People frequently believe that smoking marijuana is less damaging to their lungs than smoking tobacco, however this is untrue. Effect of marijuana on driving ability. Almost every physical and mental ability required to operate a vehicle safely will be significantly compromised by marijuana use. Keep in mind that it may take several hours for the effects of the medicine to entirely subside, during which time you may experience memory loss, disorientation, hazy vision, distorted perception, and impaired thinking. You cannot possibly expect to effectively estimate risk in these circumstances or react to changes in the driving environment by making the right selections. Additionally, the drug's interference with movement and motor functions will decrease your physical reaction time, prevent you from smoothly altering your speed, and impede your control of the vehicle in a number of other ways. While there hasn't been as much research on marijuana and driving impairment as there has been on alcohol, we still know enough to know that consuming marijuana greatly increases the likelihood of being involved in a fatal collision. In fact, marijuana is the illegal substance that is most frequently found in the blood of drunk drivers who have been in accidents. According to the findings of 2 different studies, drivers who have THC in their systems are roughly twice as likely to cause a fatal collision as those who have not used drugs or alcohol. It doesn't require an expensive study to realize that using marijuana would have immediate and short-term consequences that would make someone unsuitable to drive and likely to cause an accident if they did. Beyond this initial effect, it is challenging to determine just how significantly roadway risk is enhanced when THC is present in a driver's system because other intoxicants are frequently present as well. Additionally, THC remains detectable in a user's blood for many weeks after the effects of the drug have worn off. Along with THC, alcohol was also discovered in the blood of the driver in a large number of fatal accidents. According to the data, marijuana users are more likely than non-users to operate a vehicle while intoxicated. Unsettlingly, it appears that the combined impact of marijuana and alcohol on a person's ability to drive is far worse than the sum of the effects of each substance alone. In essence, mixing alcohol and marijuana would be a catastrophic error if you then decided to drive, even in very modest amounts.